Listen, never give any company 100% of your effort no matter what. Listen to this. Today, we're going to give you 5 reasons why you should never give 100% of your effort to any job. If you look at how times are going now, you got federal workers being furloughed, being fired. You got Amazon employees laying off 20,000 plus people. You got UPS doing the same thing, Microsoft doing the same thing. You got all of these big name companies firing well-intended good employees, man, for whatever reason, man. Employees are losing their job. And how many of those employees do you think went in thinking that they were going to be there to the extent of the company? You know, they go in with all of these heartfelt emotions, and you're going to make the company better, and you're going to do this, you know. And let me tell you, this mindset in the working class people are the reasons why we never see those firings and layoffs and furloughs happening, because we go in thinking something that's not quite what the company is actually thinking. And we later on get the negative tail end of it when you finally get yourself booted off or fired, right? Never give companies 100% of your effort. And I got 5 reasons. Hey, listen, check this out. I'm going to put it here. Reason number 1, the company's definition is different than yours and I's definition of 100%. When the company says, we want you to give everything you got, we want you to be a team player, we want you to be this, and they got all these expectations and duties and responsibilities that they're saying to you, believe it or not, it's actually just a blanket statement. It's a blanket statement. Furthermore, the reason why I say that is because when the company hired you, however many years ago, they had no idea of who you are, what your personality type was, definitely what was your capacity for productivity. Now, I grew up in a production-based environment. I was a warehouse worker ever since I was 14, so there was always some type of productivity expectation placed on me since the age of 14. Okay, so if the company hired me and said, we want you to give this expectation. Now, it's interesting that in the working class people, in our minds, it clicks to say the company wants 100%, right? You're wrong, because their definition is just a blanket statement to try to find good employees for the company. They're not meaning what you think they're meaning. Let me give you an example. Have you ever worked for a company and when you started out, you were moving at this pace because you're thinking, man, I got to move at this pace because I can't get my job done unless I'm moving this fast, unless I'm doing this. You wouldn't even take lunch. You wouldn't take breaks, you know, because you're thinking I got to move like this so I can make sure I get that 100%. But later on down the line, you realize that it don't really take all that at all. Believe it or not, the company's definition of 100% is way lower than what the employee actually have in the tank. The company is really asking for 10% of your efforts. 10%. And I'm going to show you how we got it wrong. 10%. The company is asking for 10% of your efforts. That's what they're asking for. Because when you realize what I realized being a warehouse worker is that when I gave 10%, and 10% meaning that it looks just like this right here. I'm going to show you an example of a person in a warehouse right here. Look at this. So this person is practically walking the machine. Walking the machine. You look at how this person is moving. Now they're moving at a brisk pace, but it's a walking brisk pace. When you first get hired with a company, you're thinking in your mind, I got to be balls to the wall, excuse my language. I got to be balls to the wall to get the job done. And that is never the case when you're working for anybody's company. How many people's feelings are hurt, are devastated to be a great employee of a company, but Amazon fires you? Really? You gave all of those sleepless nights, hours of work, all of this thing because you're thinking that I'm going in and I'm trying to help build this vision of a company, only to later on down the years or whenever to get booted off. For what reason? Y'all don't want good employees anymore? What that shows you is that the company's definition of 100% shouldn't be your definition. It should be yours. The company is asking for the minimum basis because the company is thinking, I want to try to get as much out of this person. And in order to get the most out of this person, this employee, they got to be moving at a pace where, yes, you get the job done, but you're not killing yourself. How do I know that? Look at all the safety compliances with companies that they have nowadays. Why? Because employees were thinking that the company was thinking something that is not. So they join and they run in and they're just going at it. All of a sudden, you get ankle injuries, back injuries, shoulder injury. You get carpal tunnel. You get all of this stuff. Why? They not asking you for what you think they asking you. And because you didn't know that, somebody need to tell you, no matter where you are right now, never give 100%. Find out what that percentage is with that company and just stick to that. That's all they asking you to do. Number two reason is this. Bad workers, lazy workers love high achievers. You need to understand that. Bad workers, lazy people who've been on the job, they're tenured, they're in the group, they're cool with everybody. Oh, they love high performers. They love them because the high performers is the flashing headlight that allows them to do their lazy work in the dark. Y'all know I'm not lying. You know I'm not lying. Bad workers, lazy people on the job. Oh, they love to see new people coming in because they know new people coming in with these rose-colored glasses. They got lights and stars in their eyes, and they're thinking, man, I'm going in. And the lazy workers, they know the truth, but they're not going to tell the new people the truth because the new people are casting a shadow over them. So all of their mess ups and foibles and all of these things that the bad workers and lazy workers have been getting away with for years, they're going to continue to get away with it. Why? Because you got some high achiever that don't realize that, listen, you doing too much. You doing too much, man. You're doing too much and you're not playing the long game. So bad workers love overachievers, man. I worked for a company where the minimum productivity was 100%. Now, 100%, back to keep in mind, was just a brisk walk. You're just walking the aisles, placing the boxes on the respectable pallets that you need. It was basically a walking speed. You didn't have to run really at all. You know, if you did your steps correctly, you didn't have to do much at all. But you get those high achievers that instead of just doing 100%, maybe 110%, maybe even pressing 120%, these idiots are doing 180, 200%. Now, what happens when you consistently do that level of achievement over time, right? If you do that level of productivity and the company knows that you have the capacity to do that level of teaching, you know what happened? That brings us into point number 3. Exceeding expectations consistently raises the standard of productivity for you on a personal level. When you consistently exceed expectations past 100%. Instead of doing the 100%, maybe 110, you go all the way up to 180%. You've been doing that every single day for the last 3 years. Every single day, you are the person. They're giving you all type of highlights. They're giving you gift cards. They're giving you shout outs. They're giving you all of it, because all of those things, what they're doing is they're marking you. They're marking you that now they know that this person can do that level. Now, what happens when they mark you? When a company marks you as this very high productive person, always exceeding expectations, you know what they do? They raise the standard for you on a personal level. Now, keep in mind, the lazy people back here, their standards are still low. Now, when you do what you're doing on that high level, it raises the standard for you personally. So the company now is expecting you to be that person forever. Forever. That's why you never should give more than 100%. You never even should give what you think 100% is. I mean, at the most part, give 50%, because 50% of what your capacity is individually is way more than what the company is asking. Way more than what the company is asking. Way more. But most of us as working class people, we never play the long game. We're coming in the front door, kicking and screaming, trying to impress, trying to make a name for ourselves, trying to be a reputation, and we're not critically thinking. You cannot operate at that high level. Now, given that you may have a tech job or something where you running and you doing all this thing, it's still the same thing. If you're busting out projects on a consistent basis, you the one that's getting done. Every time they need that clutch player, they're sliding the files over there to you. They're, oh man, Johnson, I need you to do it. And you're looking like, why are they always passing it to me? Because you raised the standard for yourself on a personal level. You should have rolled it back. Took it down a notch. Man. But jobs play on our morality. It plays on our character. They look, oh, man, I thought that you was this. Oh, we expected so much. All of these words, because they're trying to play on your character and get you to exceed and do something that they're going to later on use as a negative in certain reviews, right? Okay, let's move on to number 4. I want to convince you of this number 4 reason why you should never give 100% effort on your job. Number 4, your company has short-term memory. Think about it. I've worked in the productive sector of the warehouse, being a warehouse worker, lifting boxes, driving forklifts, unloading trucks, done all of those things, The company has a very short-term memory. You can be killing it for 3 years straight, but the moment that you slow down and tell them, well, hey, I'm not feeling good today, I'm just gonna, kind of take it easy. They'll be like, okay, well, that's fine. Yeah, take it easy, yeah, be safe. But then you will hear the little whispers around, oh man, production is not going because we got such and such person. He's sick today. Such and such person is not. It's like, wait a minute, it's not direct pressure, but it's indirect pressure. Why are you putting this on me right now? They're doing this because they got short-term memory. They care about your health, but they don't care about your health. They care about your safety, but they don't care about your safety. But you don't recognize that all of this stuff is happening right in front of your face, but you see it once you come down from the standard that they personally put you under. Companies have short-term memories, man. You can be the best employee one day, do something, and get fired instantly the next day. Without any recourse, fired. It's like, wait a minute, how was I on the top of the heap this day? But then now I'm in the office with these tense conversations with HR and my manager the very next day. Yeah, that literally can happen. I've experienced these things that I'm telling you right now personally. Went from being rewarded one week and walked out of the door the next week for whatever reason. Now, it could have been I've been late or whatever, whatnot, you know what I'm saying? But hey, you can't be a high achiever for 5 years and then all of a sudden, you get a brain check to say like, man, wait a minute, this is not healthy. No, and then try to pull it back to being a regular employee. No. So when you back it back to being a regular employee, now they don't see you as valuable. All right, you tracking with me? Okay, let's get to the last one. Doing too much high achieving at that level causes you to have short-term burnout. Never give 100% to any job. Never let the company see your total capacity. Don't do it. Don't let them see it. Don't let them see your cape, man. Don't let them know that you can fly. Don't let them know that you can break down walls. Don't let you know that you can go faster than a speeding bullet, man, that you can stop a train. Don't let them know that. Let them think that you are average. See, the lazy people, the bad workers, see, they know something that you don't know. You pass them and think like, oh my God, that's all he's doing is 100% every day. Ugh, it's like, have you ever thought that maybe he see or something's been revealed to him that hasn't been revealed to you? Most workers, before you was ever fired, furloughed, laid off, before any of these things that are happening now happen, you were already burnt out. You were already thinking about the day that you can quit, you can retire, you can go on, move on, do something. You were already thinking it, but you just tried to keep face, trying to last as long as you could. But, respectfully saying, for most people out there, hey, the best thing that has happened to you was what's happening now. You needed to be fired, man. You needed to be let go. I'm not being I'm not disrespecting you. I'm just saying you were burnt out a long time ago. They were asking too much of you long time ago. You were doing 3 people jobs for the same pay. Why? Because you put yourself in that position. You literally, shot yourself in the foot thinking that I'm going to impress this company when you didn't understand that to impress this company only really takes 5 to 15% of your efforts to impress them. It's simple stuff that would impress a company. So when I'm working for anybody, I take time to understand what is the real expectation this company is asking for me. And when I find out the real expectation this company is asking me, I give them what they're expecting and no more. This is my advice to you. Hey, this is Starsky Inspires, Working Class Rich. I'm always encouraging you to think better than the rest. See you next time.